Today I'm going to be installing a brand new fuel pump in my 1999 Subaru Forester. To do this process, it shouldn't be too hard. There's a couple things you have to remove first before you can get to the fuel pump, and we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So the first thing we're going to want to do is fold down the seats, lift these things up, and then we're going to take the screw out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws in total that need to come out. Now that the screws are out, the next thing we're going to need to do is pop up. There's a clip down there and another clip over there. It's a little plastic clip, a little hard to tell on the camera, but they need to be popped up. I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver since I don't have a trim removal tool. If you do, it's a lot better to use that because these will break. I'm pretty sure I will break mine. Now we're also going to need to undo this little retaining clip there and the other one here. Mine's already been broken on this side, so I'm just going to use a Phillips head and give this about a half a turn, which should free this from where it's contained. Lastly, there's one more of those clips like the other ones, which I did actually end up breaking as I thought I would, and we're going to get this one up as well. I got lucky, I didn't end up breaking it. So this can just pretty much be worked free now, and just wiggle it around a little bit. If it's caught on something like mine is, probably easier to do this with two hands, but I am filming with one. So I'm going to put the camera down and just kind of work this free and get this piece out. With that piece removed, we now have access to the fuel pump cover. If you have a messy car like mine, we're going to vacuum this off first so we don't get any debris going down into the fuel tank when we ultimately remove this cap and then the fuel pump itself. With the 4 screws removed and with the area cleaned off, you can go ahead and peel this off. You might have to mess around with the screwdriver and try to pry it off a bit, but underneath this whole little foam piece, this is where your fuel pump lives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak these little nuts in some PV Blaster because I don't want to break any of them. And I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this connection. First, you probably want to disconnect the battery. I'm not going to do that for this. However, it is advisable to do so. And then we'll see what this fuel pump looks like when we take all these out. Now that these have been soaking for a little while, I'm going to go ahead and remove this harness here and get rid of this one, and this one. Pull those hoses away. There will be some fuel coming out, so make sure to have a rag on standby when those get removed. Now that all the hoses are disconnected, we're going to take an 8mm socket and loosen up all these bolts and pull this fuel pump out. Now that we've got the fuel pump out of the car, we're going to go ahead and remove this by slipping this outwards kind of and pulling this hose off and pulling this electrical connection off as well. Now that the new fuel pump is on in place and wired up, if you have a new gasket like I did, now's the time to go ahead and put that on before we go right back to the car. Once you've reconnected everything, start the car, and if the car starts, congratulations, your fuel pump is working. So now go ahead and put the cover back on, put your whole life back together, and enjoy your new fuel pump.